A single crochet is the base of pretty much like every amigurumi project you'll see. So if you look at patterns, it's pretty much always a single crochet because it allows you to have like a really closed pattern. You can see it here too. And a single crochet is just like the most basic crochet stitch. So that's the first thing you'll need to learn. There are plenty of good videos on YouTube to teach you. I'll link a few down below that I liked. The second most important thing you're gonna need to learn how to do is a magic circle. A magic circle is pretty much the start of everything that you're gonna do for making like stuffed things. So like the tail was started with a magic circle, the butt was started with magic circle, and that led to like the whole body. Same thing with the feet, even the ears use a magic circle. And that's the same for this one as well. So a magic circle is so important to learn how to do, and you can do so many other things with crocheting once you learn how to do that. I'll link a few videos down below that I found really helpful when I was learning how to do that. Steps 3 and 4 that are super important is you need to learn how to do increases and decreases. So increases are gonna be what makes the project bigger. It's gonna create more like surface area for you to fill it up. And then decreases are gonna be then what makes it smaller. Increases are when you do 2 stitches into 1 hole, and then when you go around the next time, depending on the amount of increases you do, there's gonna be that many more stitches, and therefore like the whole surface is gonna be bigger. And when you do that in like the round, it'll make the hole bigger, so it'll be more surface area. I hope that makes sense. And then decreases is gonna be the opposite. So you can either skip a stitch to do a decrease, or you can pull through 2 holes and then finish off the stitch. And that's another way to do a decrease. I prefer pulling it through 2 holes because I think it prevents leaving a gap, which you can get when you skip a stitch. But you can do whatever method works best for you. And then the most important step for making your own design is knowing when and where to do all those increases and decreases in order to get the desired look. So for example, this rat I made, I wanted the bottom to be flat. So I didn't do any increases and decreases near the bottom. This is where the seam is, so this is where like the end of each round was. I did all my increases right along here because it helped build the design and build where like the project was expanding at the top. And then I did that all the way until I got to the top. And then when I was doing the decreases to bring it down to the neck, I basically did the opposite. I did all my decreases in the exact same area and just took away. So you got that kind of even rise and fall. But then when I wanted to build up for the neck, when I wanted to start building up the neck, I did all my decreases right around here, and that brought the pattern upwards. So I was at some points doing like increases and decreases in the same spot, or like around here, I was increasing, but then I was decreasing down here. I hope that makes sense. It really is just a lot of like trial and error. I had done so many times where it's like, I'll do the rows, I'll start filling it. It looks a little lopsided, a little wonky, so then I'll just take it all out and redo it. It's okay, you'll figure it out, but that is like the most important thing to know. But then also there's something like the tail. This was just 1 long tube. So I did the magic circle and I did 1 round, and then I just kept going in like these 6 stitches and just round and round and round and round and round. So it was almost like a spiral, and that's how you get something that like is straight, because there was no increases or decreases, it was just that whole thing. This top kind of has the same thought process in regards to being really strategic about where you're doing all the stitches. So for this one, for example, I drew the shape that I wanted to make with each of these petals, and then as I was crocheting, I would do a row, lay it down to make sure it lined up. And then I got really strategic about when I was doing like bigger stitches versus smaller ones. For this top, I expanded outside of single crochet. I went all the way up to, I think, like a triple crochet. So, but it's kind of the same concept where you have to know, like, okay, when it gets to here, I want it to be the tallest point. So I did a series of like single crochet, half double, double, all the way up to a triple crochet. And then I wanted a steeper decline, so I took away from that a little bit quicker, like in the reverse. If you want to get into making your own designs, but you're not exactly sure where to start, or you're still kind of struggling to understand the like concept of like the increases and decreases and how it impacts the shape, take a pattern, do something that someone's already made, and really pay close attention to where they're doing the increases, where they're doing the decreases, and how that impacts the overall shape of what it is you're creating. And then from there, you can take that learned skill, that knowledge from the project you just did, and apply it to your own drawings. Really what it's going to come down to is you're going to crochet, you're going to try it out, and then you're going to stuff it, see how it looks, and then you might have to take it all out. I did that plenty of times with this rat, but eventually I got it done. I think if you have the basic crochet skills, I do think you're capable of creating your own designs, and I believe in you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these tips are helpful as you start your crocheting journey. And if you did find it helpful and you like this video, follow along, because for my niece's birthday, I'm going to be making her a bunny with a whole bunch of different outfits, and I'm going to be documenting the whole thing. I'll probably showcase it throughout the journey of making it in like shorts or on TikTok, but then I'll also have one long video of everything I do that'll come a little bit later. But follow along, and if you have any suggestions for outfits I should make the bunny, leave them in the comments below, because I am always looking for ideas. I have a whole bin of yarn to work with for this. So if you like this, subscribe to me here, and also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Both of those will be linked down below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.